And we're back on this Friday edition of your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and what goes better with coffee than cookies? And our own Patty Gay, who is our Weston Forum editor, and when we were HAN Radio, did a great audio-only show, Stir Crazy. We're happy to welcome her to help us get in the Christmas spirit now, talk about some recipes, some traditions. Patty, welcome.
Oh, thank you very much, Kate. It doesn't feel like Christmas,
No,
does it?
it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
That's why we need you here to help us.
And that's why we don't have Christmas on the outside. We need to have Christmas on the inside.
Definitely.
So I have a few things here to talk about that we can discuss. First of all, as everybody can see, we like penguins in my family, and we have a lot of different penguin things that we have: coffee and tea and napkin holders and that.
And some of my favorite candies, the peanut butter cups.
Yes, oh yes.
Down with that.
So they're penguins. But one of the things people often tell me is they'd like to make Christmas cookies, but they don't have the time, they don't know what to make, they're difficult and they're challenging. So I want to take all that off the table and introduce the easiest, quickest cookie that you can make that people will love. They will be the first to disappear on a cookie platter, and why not make them? And I thought maybe, Kate, you can make them for us today.
I'll try it. I will. I'll try it. I'm excited. Just tell me what to do.
They're these cookies, first of all. They're the chocolate crunch cookies.
They look great.
And we're going to make those. So basically, it's really mostly just 2 ingredients.
Wow.
And the ingredients are cornflakes, which these are just regular cornflakes, and melted chocolate. And we use 3 different kinds of chocolate, some semi-sweet, some milk chocolate, and some unsweetened chocolate. And so because we have a microwave here, I was able to microwave the chocolate. And that's all you have to do is you melt your chocolate, you pour it in the cornflakes, so I'll let you do that.
Sure. And now, do you just kind of drizzle it over? You try to make it even, or
no,
what do you
actually, when I make these at home, and we'll just pour it out. When I make these at home, this makes the recipe, and I do believe we have the recipe here as well for these. It takes 10 cups of cornflakes. I just make them in the pan and melt the chocolate in a large pan, and I just completely just put the cornflakes in, stir them up, and then there are no baked cookie. So we're going to, there you go. Oh, you're doing a good job here with that.
I'm an expert.
Yeah, and that's I think that's probably going to be plenty of chocolate. So we can just dispose of this here.
Okay.
And you want to stir that up, just so you're going to just stir the chocolate in with the cornflakes.
There you go.
Great, and we'll just keep this down
So
here.
just stir it in?
Yep, just stir them up gently. Fold
Gently, okay.
Fold, so you're just folding chocolate into there. Now at home, this is my pan for these cookies. And the chocolate comes up to maybe here, very little, and the cornflakes come up to about here, almost the top.
Yeah, because this might only feed like one hungry person.
Right. and you just have to keep stirring and stirring. So you melt your chocolates, 3 different kinds of chocolates, you melt them in here, you add your cornflakes, you stir them up, and you're doing pretty good until there's no more brown, and it just takes a couple minutes, and then you're just going to use some spoons, and we're going to put them on some parchment and let them cool.
Wow.
And that's
it.
simple.
That really is the easiest
That's it.
cookie.
Now, I went to a Christmas party last year, hosted by Richard Skipper. He's a Broadway entertainer, and it was a wonderful party. And I put this on a table that was full of desserts, these chocolate crunch cookies. These were the first to go. Once word got out, you have to try these. That they were the first things to go. So these are the ones that I always tell people, make these, serve them. People will not know what's in them. They will think there's all different kinds of things in them. There isn't, but they are. Okay, so now you're done with that.
Yes.
So take your spoon, and you're going to just, I'll show you one.
Sure.
You take some, you make these as big as you want, because they don't go in the oven, and you just, with the other spoon, there you go. So I'll let you do that, and they're going to just, room temperature, do not chill them. Just put them at room temperature and let them sit. And they will take, you will get, if you make them this size, you'll get about 6.5 dozen cookies. You'll get a ton. And I use every pan I have in my house for them to cool them. There you go. See how easy they are? And that's it. And then when they sit and then when they firm up, there you go, chocolate crunch cookies.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to a cookie holiday baking on Sunday. Maybe I should do these.
Well, you
There's
could.
also, let me try them. There's also something wonderfully light seeming about them.
Yes, they are. And that's why I said, when people eat them, they can't tell what's in them.
Really good. We're going
like
to
them?
feed these to
Good.
the rest of
Yes, I think
the crew when we can.
the
They're
crew here is going to
delicious.
be very happy today. I hope they
Definitely.
will be. So that's our chocolate crunch cookies.
Yes, and you brought another cookie already made. Can you just tell us a little
did.
bit about that?
For those that maybe don't like chocolate, there's a few of them out there. And like cranberry, these are just a very simple cranberry bar recipe. They're called white chocolate cranberry bars. And you make them in a pan. And it's just, basically, flour, eggs, some vanilla, some fresh chopped cranberries, some walnuts, some white chocolate chips, and you bake them in a pan, and then you can cut them up. And what I like about bar cookies is, again, simplicity. You don't have to have the oven going forever. You don't have to have trays and trays of cookies where you can burn some. These are simple. You make them in one pan. They're done. They cool. You cut them. There you go.
Wow.
Your cookies are there. So I made some of these too. They're white chocolate. They're a little alternative. They're nice. They have the fruit in them. They have the cranberries and fresh cranberries.
So does your family expect the same cookies every year you have to keep, or do you try to mix things up, or they have to make them happy?
I'll be honest. It's some of both. We have some traditional ones like these, and I make some chocolate almond lace cookies. They're very labor intensive. So I didn't bring those here for you. But then they always like a surprise. So every year I do try to make something new, something exciting, something fun. Sometimes they're a hit, sometimes they're a miss, but usually they're pretty fun. Last year I made space dust cookies. And they are like a white cookie. They have an almond in the middle, and they're just a basically white butter type cookie with confectioned sugar. So they look like space dust. So that was my cookie last year. So I still haven't thought about what I'm going to make this year different, but it will be something. I always do that.
And now, speaking of family, I'm going to duck under and just grab one of the gifts that you're getting for a family member that I love so much.
Okay, yes. Now,
this is cool.
This is my son. I hope my son isn't watching. Kevin, I hope you're not watching, because you're getting this for Christmas. It's a make-your-own jerky kit, make-your-own beef jerky. And it has everything in here. I mean, we can probably open it.
Yeah.
I mean, what the heck? Kevin's probably not watching.
Let's use it, too.
Yeah. Your instructions on how to make beef jerky. 2 racks, you put the meat in, and then you put them on top. These on top, and seasoning. Of course, you season your beef with that. And then it even comes with a stopper to keep your oven door open, because you cook this at a very low temperature, like 200 degrees, for a few hours with the oven door actually opened, and you get beef jerky. And this came from Fleischer's Craft Butchery in Westport. And I'm also giving my son a gift certificate to get the meat there, and they will slice it how it should be sliced for jerky. So that's
and when you said jerky making, I thought something so complicated. It's really just a few pieces.
You do it in your own oven, and I think I like that idea. You don't have to buy a special contraption or machine. You can just make this yourself. So I think that's going to be fun.
That is
so
very cool.
Hopefully
He's going to
like
love that.
Hopefully
I'm sure
he will like that. My tradition in my family is we don't have dinner at my house. We go to my sister-in-law, Diane. She hosts a wonderful Christmas dinner every year. But we have breakfast. That's our big thing.
Right.
We do the big Christmas breakfast. So that's what I'm doing at my house this year. We do croissants, as you can see. We have croissants, baked apple pancake, which rises up really high. I always have fresh fruit. Crepes, my son's favorite again is crepes, so I always have crepes. And of course, I always like to have a little bit of the bubbly. I have to admit, it's the one thing I love. And I love especially a nice pink champagne. So this summer, I happen to be in Virginia, in the Roanoke, Virginia area, visiting Lorraine and Jurgen Fleck, who were wonderful to us, wonderful hosts. And we went to Monticello, my husband and I, Thomas Jefferson's place. Right near Monticello is, can you believe it, the Trump Winery.
Wow. Timely, Patty.
Who knew Donald Trump had
He's
a winery?
In the wine business, too.
I didn't know, but they do. Charlottesville, Virginia, Trump Winery. My husband was not enthused. My husband said we could skip that visit. But because I'm a pop culturist, I said no, I wanted to go to the Trump Winery. Right. And we did. And 2.5 minutes, that's all we spent there. I walked in, took 2 samples of their champagne. They only make champagne there. Absolutely delicious. It was so good.
Really?
So I bought a bottle for us to have for Christmas. Nice rosé champagne.
That's nice.
So,
now, I have to ask, some people mix it with juices. Do you just serve it as is, or do you try to mix it up?
I like it like this, but I will
too.
tell other people like Prosecco or champagne with a little bit of cranberry juice, or, of course, mimosas with orange juice. But I like it just straight up. I'm happy with that. So So we'll be drinking this Christmas as well. When I saw this, I thought it was perfect. So another thing that we do at our breakfast table is I put out, my kids not so hot about it every year, but I've done it, for every place, a little, I take recycled Christmas cards by cutting them into strips.
Great idea.
And then on the back, I put someone's name. This one says Kate.
For me.
Yes, this one says Kate. And then it just goes right in this little ornament. We'll just fit that in here.
Oh, that is
and
such
then
a
this
great
would go
idea.
Right on. There's my table every year, and you can see.
Such a simple and great idea. Wow.
And that will be right on your table, and that will tell you where to sit. Now, the kids complained so much about this every year that instead of putting everybody's name on these, one year I put the 7 dwarfs' names on there. Like I put Sneezy,
nice.
Grumpy, and of course I think
Did they choose which they were?
Yeah, I think I somehow ended up with Grumpy. I mean, come on, I should have been happy, But well, we have fun with this.
I just love that simple and great idea. That's incredible.
And that's a lot of fun too. So again, I like to have fun at the Christmas breakfast. That's our thing.
And you were talking a lot about homemade gifts and things that you like to do, which I think is great.
Yeah.
What are some of the gifts that you like to give some of the special people in your life?
Well, what I like to do is I do not like to spend a lot of money on things. I guess I'm a Yankee at heart in some ways. But I like to give a lot of gifts. So what I like to do is make things for people. For example, this summer, tomatoes were doing really well.
Yes.
So I made a little present for you.
Yay! So excited.
And with my tomatoes from my garden, and I also had some heirloom tomatoes from a neighbor.
I can get it out of the bag. There, we got it. Ooh, tomato jam.
Some tomato jam. And that's what we use this on grilled cheese. I make grilled cheeses and I use a little smear of that. It can go on a bagel. You can use it to glaze chicken. You could use it to glaze meatballs. Tomato jam has 1,001 uses.
Yeah.
And what's nice about it is it doesn't cost a lot. People appreciate it. It's not something they're going to get anywhere else. And it's special.
That is really, I love those thoughtful gifts.
I make a lot of these, and that's what I tend to give out.
I love that. When I went to Spain on a trip once, they served an appetizer that was just toasted bread with like a tomato jam on top of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, nice.
So maybe I'll try that. I can bring
go.
a little bit of Europe to my home.
And then another thing that you can do is you can get these boxes at the Christmas tree shop. And they're not expensive, but they're really
probably
pretty.
Be on sale too.
Yes, they are. I bet they are now. They're really pretty, these pretty boxes. So what I do again is I might take some homemade cookies and just put them in a baggie because you don't want the glitter to get on them to protect them. Some homemade cookies right in here. And you can give this, and let me tell you, Thanksgiving, Christmas, it's all about tradition. But traditions come, they go, they change. People come, they go, they change. So I always say, start something new. If you're bored, if you have the blues over the holidays, do something like this. Make a batch of these cookies. Put them in some of these boxes. Go around to people that you know or don't know or haven't seen in a long time, your neighbors, an elderly neighbor or an elderly friend. Give them to them. You're going to get so much joy and satisfaction out of giving something. It will lighten you up and make you feel good, and it will get you in this Christmas spirit even if there is no snow.
I totally agree, Patty. That is a great tip. And I mean, we were talking a little bit about traditions. What's your favorite holiday tradition?
Oh, boy. Oh, well, every year when my son was little, we used to surprise him with his big present. Like one year we got him a bike, one year we got him a sled, but we would hide it. So we would say, can you take out the trash? And so the presents would all be open. Oh, all right, I'll take out the trash. And he would take out the trash, open the garage door, and there was his bike.
Oh, I love that.
And we did things like that. And could you go out feed the birds? He went out and feed the birds, and under the bird feeder, there was his sled. Well, one year, we did that for a number of years, and it was really funny, especially when the hermit crabs, when I asked him to go get the orange juice, and there he went in, and they're the hermit crabs. Okay, so he wanted to get back and do something to my daughter Katie, and he wanted to do something for her. So the movie Titanic was out, and she loved Titanic.
Who didn't?
Right, she loved it. So the video came out, and that's all she wanted for Christmas, the Titanic video. Okay, I bought it, but Kevin had a better idea. There was also a documentary called Raising the Titanic. So we bought the Raising the Titanic. We took the Titanic, it was his idea, take the tape out, the real movie, put the fake one in, switch them. And we put some shrink wrap on it, used a blow dried it. Gave it to my daughter for Christmas.
Man.
The first thing she said, can I watch Titanic? Sure, Katie, go ahead. She put it in, and when it started the documentary, her face, no.
That is so
It's the wrong
funny.
movie. And my son's fits of laughter. It was finally the revenge for all those years where he had to go scrounging and finding his present, and now he pulled one on his sister. So I think that is our spirit of our holiday.
Having fun with it.
Having fun. Just do something fun, silly, Don't take it so seriously, and just have fun with it. One thing I wanted to share with you.
These look delicious.
Is these extremely, and again, I'm not the kind of person that just would bring in a dish of nuts. There has to be a reason or something special about them. I want you to try one. While you're eating them, I'll tell you where I got them. There's a retired economics professor. Yeah, it has that quality.
Really good.
At Hollins College down in Roanoke, where we went this summer, and while we were visiting him, Jürgen Fleck and his wife Lorraine, they hosted us and they were wonderful to us. And they took us to a farmer's market and they had these wonderful packages of these homemade cinnamon pecans. And they were so good. They only use healthy products and healthy foods, and then this isn't like a processed nut. They're so delicious. And what did I get in the mail the other day? I opened up and there was a box of these from them. That, again, a special, unexpected gift that you just give somebody this bag of nuts, and that I'm like thinking that is a wonderful thing. They were so nice to do that and send that. So those are the kind of things that I really find and really special.
And now all of us want to come for breakfast.
You know,
you said you posted some pictures of your breakfast, and a lot of people now are trying to get invites.
I did. I posted.
You might need a bigger table.
I posted some pictures online on the Weston Forum's website. And I cannot believe people saying they want to come to breakfast. And you know what? I think I just might ask them to come. Because, again, some people can't come this year. And why not have some new people come by for breakfast? And it's breakfast, so it doesn't interfere with the rest of your day.
Exactly.
So I think I just might
be on the lookout for those invites, everyone.
You know what? If people want to come and people want to eat and people know what I'm going to serve and like it, I'm happy to have them.
I love that. Well, Patty Gay, thank you so much. This has been amazing. You always have the best ideas, the best recipes. We love having you on.
Oh, thank you.
So we got to get you back, but we really appreciate it. I know you're busy with the Weston Forum, too, so you could read Patty's work, of course, at thewestonforum.com. But thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
And Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, thank you so much, Patty.